Hey Kinder Kids, it's Miss Johnson and I've got chapter 7 for you. Last we read, Jack and Annie had tried to jump over a giant rock and they both fell and landed face down in the space dust. And because their suits are so big and bulky, they couldn't move to get up. And last we saw, the Moon Man was standing over Annie. Oh my. Quickly remind Miss Johnson, what is another name for a Moon Man? Astronaut. Yes, it's an astronaut. Kiss your brain, you're super smart. We're starting with chapter 7, and you'll never guess. This one is called The Moon Man. Jack's heart nearly stopped. He could hear Annie talking. "Hi," she said. "We come in peace." There was silence. Then Jack heard Annie say, "Thank you. I have to help my brother up now." A moment later, Annie rolled Jack onto his back. She grabbed his hand and pulled him up. "Thanks," said Jack. Once he was standing, the Moon Man was a few feet away. His face was hidden by a metal visor. He looked like a spaceman, a huge spaceman with a giant tank on his back. It was as big as a refrigerator. "That's a jetpack," said Jack. "I've seen pictures of future astronauts flying with those things. It's like a mini spaceship, right?" The Moon Man didn't answer. "I don't think he can hear us," said Annie. "He's not hooked up to our radio." "Oh, right," said Jack. "I'll write him a message." "Good idea," said Annie. And Jack pulled out his notebook and pencil. "Get your notebook, get your pencil, write this message." He said, "We're Jack and Annie. We come in peace from America. Who are you?" And he handed the notebook and his pencil to the Moon Man. They looked tiny in his big hands. The Moon Man looked down at the message. He looked at the tiny pencil. Then he turned the notebook over. Jack and Annie watched as the Moon Man put the pencil to the paper. He was writing something very carefully. Finally, he gave the notebook back to Jack. Jack and Annie stared at the marks. What do these look like to you? All these little marks that he drew. If you guessed stars, so did Annie. That's what she said. She said stars? He drew stars? Maybe it's a space map, said Jack. Space map, said Annie. Hey Jack, map! Map starts with the letter M. Oh wow, said Jack. This must be the 4th M thing. Let's ask him what his map means, said Annie. She turned around. We'll never know now, she said. Why? Jack looked up from the map. That's why. Annie pointed. The Moon Man was flying over the mountains. He was gone. Thanks, Annie cried. That's the end of chapter 7, with the astronaut making a space map for Jack and Annie. Stay tuned to find out what happens next.